So for this exercise, this is going to be an example of one of the exercises that's a continuous movement, and so you're just going to be focusing on doing your core breathing throughout. So always finding whatever the position is where you have the least resistance for that air to expand through the lower rib cage and the abdomen. For this one, I'm just going to review quickly kind of how you're going to go through the exercise, and then just a couple of things to be mindful of as either you're doing the exercise or as your athletes are doing the exercise, just some common sort of errors that I typically see. So for this one, what you're doing, you're going to jog forward 4 steps, you're going to stop in your ready position, and then you're going to do 2 drop steps in one direction. I don't have a lot of space, so I'm just keeping it short for you. And then you'll do 4 steps forward, or 4 jogging steps forward, and then you'll drop step 2 steps the other direction. You're going to continue until you make it to the net. So for this one, 2 things when you're in your ready position. You want to make sure that your weight is forward. Sometimes what I'll see is people will have their ribs really flared up, and so what that's going to feel like is it's going to feel like it's really hard for you to do that core breathing. So it'll feel like you can't really get a good breath into those lower ribs. So you want to make sure that your ribs are in more of a neutral position and not super flared up like so. The other thing is you want to make sure that your knees are tracking over the middle of the foot, so you're not letting them dip inwards, okay? So as you're moving, you're thinking of those things. And then lastly, in terms of the pelvic position, because this is going to have an impact on how well your core can work and how strong you can be pushing in and out of those movements, you want to make sure that your pelvis is not tucked under, okay? So I want to make sure, if this is where my kind of tailbone is, I want to make sure my tailbone is lifted as I'm doing all of these movements.